Hi everyone, I'm your Dr. Madhumita. You know me as Medico Madhu. Today we are going to discuss about brain stroke. Brain stroke is a condition where there is lack of blood supply to a particular part of the brain. This is of two types. One is ischemic stroke, the other one is hemorrhagic stroke. What is ischemic stroke? Basically, you have a clot formation, what we call as thrombus or emboli, which blocks the blood supply to a particular part of your brain. Hence, that part of the brain gets damaged and you manifest. The same way, hemorrhagic stroke is a condition where you have lack of blood supply. This is because of rupture of your blood vessel to a particular part of the brain. So you're not getting the adequate blood supply. Hence, you have neurological deficit. That is your manifestation on a particular part of your body. Clinical presentation varies in the sense it depends on the area where the brain stroke is. That is where it is affected, where there is no blood supply. So in this, you can present with lack of memory. You can talk illogical stuff or you might not talk at all, called as aphasia. You can have slurring of speech, you can have facial paralysis, you can also manifest with loss of smell, loss of vision, you can have a single side of your body, either left or right side, with movement issues, with sensation issues. You can also have balance issues, you can present with difficulty in swallowing, some people have a little bit of difficulty with breathing. The worst can be even death. How do we differentiate a hemorrhagic stroke from an ischemic stroke? Well, there is not specific difference, but sometimes the hemorrhagic stroke can present with nausea, vomiting because of the specific risk factor involved with both the conditions. Risk factors resulting in ischemic stroke, that is clot formation, includes sometimes it is because of your smoking, sometimes it's because of your comorbid conditions like diabetes, it can be because of pregnancy, it can be because of a coagulation disorder that you have, it can be because you have a migraine, it can be because of some medications that you use, it can be drugs like cocaine, etc., that you use on your own, or it can be because of a oral contraceptive pill that we have prescribed. There are various other causes as well which result in ischemic stroke. Hemorrhagic stroke majority of the time can be because of a arteriovenous malformation, that is a blood vessel disorder in your brain, or it can be because of a hypertension which is not controlled properly. When we come to investigation, there is not much of a difference between a ischemic stroke and a hemorrhagic stroke. Basically, here we are investigating to find the risk factor so that we can correct it. Let's say you're a diabetic, you did not get enough glucose at that point and you had a hypoglycemia which has resulted. So we will be checking your blood sugars. Let's say that you had an electrolyte imbalance because of repeated vomiting, because of repeated loose stools, and it hadn't been corrected for a long time. Your hyponatremia can also result. So based on the risk factors that we are suspecting, we can get your complete blood profile done. We will get your biochemical profile done, and to find whether it's an ischemic stroke or a hemorrhagic stroke, whether there is an issue with the arterioles or the venules in your brain, we will be doing certain imagings like CT scan of your brain, MRI of your brain. We can even do a scan of your neck also. We can get your echocardiogram of your heart to see if there is any clot that is coming due to a issue in your heart per se. These are certain investigations that we focus on so that it is helpful in our treatment as well. The early signs or the early indicators is you notice one of your family member who was normal the previous night and in the morning he or she is not talking to you properly, there is slurring of speech, or you notice that his face is deviated to one side, or he is not vocalizing at all, he or she is having difficulty moving, immediately tell them to raise their hand. You see that they are not able to do it, or it drops immediately, or you see that they are becoming unconscious, they are not completely oriented, All these things indicate that these are the early symptoms. So immediately all that you have to do is act fast. That means you have to call the ambulance immediately. You have to alert them that it could be a possible stroke episode in that person. You might even notice seizures in them. So don't do much. Just turn the patient's face to one side and just let them lie down. Do not shake them too much. This will help in the medical professionals or the paramedical staffs who come to your aid to treat immediately. Kindly notice from the time you notice their symptoms to the time the paramedical staff arrives, whatever changes that you are noticing. When it comes to treatment, we basically treat all the other comorbidities which have resulted in this condition. Let's say that the patient had a seizure, then we will be treating the seizure. Let's say that the patient was unconscious, then we will be trying to evaluate the cause of unconsciousness and we will try to correct the surrounding or the confounding factors. And per se, we will be giving them the best care in the form of airway. We maintain their breathing, and apart from that, we will be giving them antiplatelets. That is basically we try to get back the blood supply, and we also give them the supportive care to prevent any, let's say, deep vein thrombosis. That is, they can get a emboli which can come to the heart because the body is in hypercoagulable state. Apart from this, except for the medical management, ICU care and supportive care, they might need a surgery. So we might have to remove the hematoma, or we might have to remove the clot that is formed in the brain, or we might have to correct the blood vessel itself if there is a bleeder which is causing an issue. Trauma, the road traffic accident itself can be a reason. So we will be trying to correct the surrounding. There is the other organs that are involved as well when we treat. So those things might also require a surgical measure. Once the patient is discharged and is at home, what are the things that you might have to do? Please help them with physiotherapy. Keep talking to them, help them regain their memory. As much as possible, you try to maintain their personal hygiene. Also, you will have to massage their limbs, and you can, if the patient is able to walk with support, then definitely take them for a stroll. It is not that every stroke patient will not recover completely. In ischemic stroke, there is a good chance of recovery. So the earlier you act with them, the earlier you help them to recover by taking them for small walks or giving them massage and giving them emotional support, the earlier they will recover. I will be coming and meeting you with many more interesting videos. Kindly follow me to get more interesting medical updates.